first year in the W. She's already missed 5 games with a quad injury this season and now will add tonight to the list. Clark, unfortunately, is in a shooting slump as well.
Caitlin Clark, known for her jaw-dropping shooting range and sharp vision on the court, just pulled off something that stunned the basketball world. For a moment, the arena froze in silence, fans almost unable to process what they'd just witnessed. And then, like a spark catching fire, the place erupted in cheers that shook the building. But what exactly did she do? How did one move from Clark manage to change the way every WNBA team thinks about the game? Today, we break it all down: the play, the reaction, and why it may forever reshape women's basketball. From her days at Iowa, Clark has never played by the book. She's always pushed the limits, creating a style that's as fearless as it is innovative. And now, she's proving that same mindset can transform the entire league. Caitlin Clark has rewritten the rulebook on how basketball can be played. Traditional coaching says to stick with high-percentage shots close to the rim and avoid the risky deep ones. But Clark, she's turned that philosophy upside down. Even as a rookie in the pros, she's proving there are no limits to her range. Night after night, she launches shots from distances most players wouldn't even consider, sometimes several feet behind the arc, and even near midcourt. For anyone else, these would be desperation attempts. For Clark, they're part of her everyday arsenal. What makes this truly revolutionary isn't just the distance, it's the effect. Analysts call it gravity. Her threat to score from anywhere on the floor forces defenders to chase her far outside their comfort zones. That defensive stretch opens lanes and opportunities her teammates wouldn't normally have, transforming the entire flow of the game. And then there's her form: smooth, quick, and almost impossible to read. It's the foundation of her success and a big reason why her shots fall with such consistency. Shooting from deep is a struggle. They're just hoping the ball reaches the rim, but Caitlin Clark has mastered the art of long-distance scoring. Her release is smooth, her timing precise, and her follow-through generates both power and accuracy. She doesn't just heave the ball, she sends it with purpose, making every attempt a legitimate scoring threat. Now, coaches and athletes across the country are taking notice. Clark's approach isn't only electrifying to watch, it could signal a shift in how the game itself is played. Young players may start practicing from deeper ranges, while coaches rethink strategies, spacing, and offensive design. Her rookie season alone has sparked serious conversations among analysts and statisticians. Averaging 19.2 points per game is impressive enough, but it's her shot selection that's rewriting expectations. Clark takes about 8.1 threes per game, connecting on 34.4% of them, numbers rarely seen in WNBA history. Nearly half of her total shots, 44%, come from beyond the arc, showing that this isn't just a flashy trick, it's the foundation of her offensive game. And here's the kicker: despite pulling up from such extreme distances, her effective field goal percentage still sits at a remarkable 52.9%. That means those so-called risky shots are statistically just as efficient or even more valuable than the safer. Caitlin Clark's shot selection has forced analysts to rethink long-standing basketball theory. For years, deep shots taken several feet behind the arc were labeled inefficient and reckless, but Clark is showing that, with her mix of skill, confidence, and precision, those very attempts can be among the smartest weapons in the game. And she's far from just a scorer. As the Fever's primary ball handler, Clark also sets the tone for the offense. Her assist-to-turnover ratio of 2.31 proves she makes smart, efficient decisions, creating scoring chances in ways opponents don't see coming. What most would consider bad shots are, for Clark, deliberate choices that shift the balance of the game. The big question now: how long can teams keep up with her? Can defenders chase her all game without wearing themselves down? That's where her defensive impact comes in. Clark's shooting range has completely changed how teams approach guarding Indiana. Normally, defenders plant themselves near the three-point line. Against Clark, that's useless. They're forced to pick her up as soon as she crosses half court, sometimes even sooner. This constant pressure stretches defenses thin, creating wide lanes and open looks for her teammates. The Fever suddenly have room to run fast breaks or set up clean plays in the half court, all because of the space Clark's presence generates. One response coaches have turned to is the box-and-one defense. In this scheme, for defenders, form a box around the paint, while one player sticks to Clark like a shadow, whether she has the ball or not. But that comes with a price. It leaves gaps elsewhere, giving Indiana new opportunities to exploit. Blinders. To Caitlin Clark, the ripple effect is immediate. Pulling one player out of a standard defensive scheme already leaves gaps, but double-teaming her at half court, that creates golden opportunities for the Fever. With two defenders locked on Clark, someone else is always left unguarded, and Indiana can design plays to capitalize on those mismatches. Her deep shooting ability hasn't just changed how WNBA defenses operate, it's reshaping how the next generation of athletes are being trained. Across the country, young players are watching Clark drain long threes and racing to imitate her range. From local gyms to elite training centers, kids are practicing from well beyond the arc, determined to master the strength, balance, and shooting form required to hit those same shots. Coaches and trainers are adapting quickly. There's now soaring demand for specialized drills that focus on long-range shooting. Strength programs are being adjusted to emphasize core stability, leg power, and body control skills that are crucial for launching accurate shots from near half-court. Even high school and college programs are rethinking strategy. For decades, coaches drilled players to take only smart shots, layups, close jumpers, or standard threes. But Clark's success has proven that, with enough confidence and skill, deep-range attempts can be efficient and even game. Some programs are rewriting offensive playbooks to give shooters more freedom, while conditioning regimens are being redesigned to build the same explosive power that makes. Some experts believe Caitlin Clark may be ushering in a new era of basketball, one where long-range shooting takes center stage over older traditional styles of play. But her influence stretches well beyond training drills and highlight shots. Every game she plays becomes a mental chess match between offense and defense. Opposing coaches face constant dilemmas. Do they guard her tightly at half-court and risk leaving teammates open, or play back and hope she misses from deep? Neither option feels safe. Her scoring threat forces coaches to rethink substitutions, defensive matchups, and even when to call timeouts. For defenders, the pressure is relentless. One slip, one late reaction, and Clark can bury a shot from a range that seems impossible. That mental strain lingers throughout the game, wearing down even the most seasoned players. Her impact isn't limited to the court. It's changing how the WNBA is seen and broadcast. Television crews covering her games have had to adapt, pulling cameras back earlier and tracking her across greater distances. Shots that once looked like desperation heaves are now treated as legitimate, strategic plays when Clark takes them. Broadcasters have added new language, sharper graphics, and advanced replay tools to capture her range and show viewers just how difficult those baskets really are. The result? Stunning highlight moments that dominate social media, attract new fans, and keep conversations buzzing long after the final buzzer. Clark has turned WNBA broadcasts into must-watch events. Analytics are shifting to traditional stats can't fully explain her impact, so experts are building new ways to measure performance. Shot tracking technology now records details like release speed, arc, and spin. Advanced models map player movement and use probabilities to predict defensive outcomes against Clark's unique style. These innovations are not just about understanding her game, they're reshaping how basketball itself is analyzed. Caitlin Clark's presence has transformed the sport from every angle: how it's played, how it's defended, how it's broadcast, and how it's measured. And the ripple effect is only growing stronger. Player tracking technology with traditional stats. Analysts have uncovered just how much Caitlin Clark changes the game. Her deep shooting range forces defenses to spread out, which in turn gives her teammates more freedom to cut, pass, and score. These subtle shifts don't always show up in the box score, but they're real and they raise an important question. Are the old tools for measuring basketball still enough, or do we need entirely new ways to evaluate players like Clark, who don't just follow the playbook but rewrite it? Her influence is also sparking innovation in how athletes train. Clark's long-range shooting has pushed coaches, trainers, and even sports scientists to rethink what practice should look like. Traditional routines are no longer enough. Training equipment is evolving, too. Automatic shooting machines and rebounding systems are being redesigned, so players can practice from spots far beyond the standard three-point arc distances that once seemed irrelevant, but are now must-have skills for the modern game. What was once considered out of bounds for training has now become the new frontier.